what made you come to Dubai? Why are you all here? Myron, let me start with you. Why are you in Dubai now?
Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, we want to support our guy, right? And I think it'd be really important as a show of unity to let everybody know that, hey, we stand with him. We know he's innocent, and we're going to let the world know that. And, everyone's attacking him. If you look on the internet, everyone is like, oh, yeah, he's a rapist. He's a human trafficker, blah, blah, blah. And I think, people will, run to the flock when you're famous and they can get something out of you, but where are they at when, everyone's coming at you? And I think more than ever, we need to stand together and really unite, because this isn't just an attack on Andrew, Tristan, and Georgiana and the squad. It's an attack on everyone, honestly, because you can see right now, if people make false allegations on you, you can go to jail and have your freedom taken away with no evidence. So I think this is, number one, to stand for our boy, but at the same time to stand for humanity, because what's going on right now is a crime against humanity.
So you guys made a decision as well, Sneeko, to fly over here, because I know, Dylan, you're based here now because you're with the real world. Yeah. But you three actually flew here because you thought, join forces, see some of the guys who are supporting him. What was the motive behind it exactly? Like, what do you want to get them? What kind of message do you want to get across? I mean, did you feel like if you're limited in America, you wanted to be part of some of the team who are supporting him here? What was the cause for you to actually fly here without I mean, you could have done Zoom, you could have done anything online. You're doing strong podcasts anyway, all of you. I've been watching your things. You're defending him from far. What made you think, why need to be in Dubai?
I've also just, for selfish reasons, wanted to come here for a long time. It seems like all roads end up leading here. Yeah. This is the future place to really be. It's not the only reason. I've actually been considering moving here a lot since I came here. It's a great place, and I like the respect that people have for their culture and their religion and the people around. But, of course, being here and keeping the reputation alive, because the amount of slander is ridiculous and mainstream media doesn't cover it, so we need to do it now. Independent journalists are the future. Nobody trusts and nobody really watches mainstream news anymore. It's our responsibility to go and keep the truth alive, because you can't expect them to do it. So podcasts and talking to people, these conversations are what keeps the positive reputation alive.
Yeah, we've defended Andrew countless times.
Many times.
In Miami, right?
Yeah.
And for us, it's second nature. However, coming together here in Dubai with people that actually know Andrew personally as well, having that unity is important, because people need to see us together as one. Because what happens is, okay, you're over there, you're over here, but you guys are separate. No, we're all together. We stand united. So my thing is, like, Dubai, of course, is beautiful. Never been here myself. Like Nico said, coming here for the first time is awesome. It's amazing. Great place to live. However, seeing you guys, meeting people in person is totally different, bro. So that aspect is amazing.
You can't, it's not the same. Like, being able to shake a man and look him in the eye in person is not the same as, like, doing a Zoom call or whatever. So I think to get the 100% authentic person, you need to meet them. You need to meet them man to man, face to face, and have we had a lot of personal conversations behind the scenes that obviously we can't bring to light here, all of it. But I think that also for me as a Muslim as well, I'm working on it, trying to become a better one. Coming to a place like this brings me back inspiration. Being able to speak to people in Arabic, right, and using that old skill set that I haven't used in a very long time.
It's like a whole new side of Myron since he came here. He started to use
hello,
brother.
Hello, Myron.
Assalamu alaikum. Like the brother word has come out a lot more. I haven't heard him have that level of pride, and I could see him really appreciate the culture that's here. It's so different from being in Miami around a bunch of 304s all the time and around the nonsense girl boss queen thing here. Myron's like constantly in a state of balding and stress. So seeing him around here, it's just like talk to people and like, oh yeah, you make sense and agree. Seeing him agree with people is so rare, because usually it's 4 hours of debating nonsense. But
it's a great place to be. I mean, Dubai is obviously much different than the United States over there, right? It's very dangerous. It's not safe here. If we were at the tailor earlier, a guy left his nice shoes in his bag out on the street, and Fresh was like, "Yo, come grab it." He was like, "Bro, this is Dubai."
Yeah,
I was like, that's right. Awesome. Like, you don't got to worry about anybody doing any of that stuff. So. And then also growing up in a Muslim household, watching because my parents spoke to me in Arabic, I can understand and speak to a decent degree. And I was like, man, if I spent a month here, I'd be fluent. So it's really enjoyable to be able to speak the language again and deal with people that are strong in faith. Because in Miami, we don't have any of that. Very few Arabs you'll run into. It's a very Latin place.
Are there any mosques in Miami?
There's a few, but they're not in the city. You got to kind of go and look for them.
There's mosques worldwide, bro. We've invaded the whole world.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. You got to go for them. You're not going to hear an adhan all the time. So. But no, it's really good to be here and get that feeling again. It's been a while since I've been in a Middle Eastern country. So
I mean, I did a podcast with these guys the other day, Fresh and Fit. It's famous. Look on YouTube, you'll see a lot with Sneeko there, Andrew Tate, all kinds of personalities, rap stars and local sports personalities. And it's funny, ever since I did that, there's loads of memes and people are tagging me in the Avengers and this and that. It's funny, like they've all seen us all in one room. Everyone's going mad, the internet, you know.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good in a way because it gives these kids. There's a lot of fans out there to Andrew Tate who've never met him, who are really taking it personal, which is good as well. It shows the love for him. And I'm getting so many DMs since that day saying, "Oh, all you guys unite. This is strong. Silence the kind of like, you know, the cancel culture. Silence this." So that's why I didn't realize until I finished and I saw this kind of feedback how important that was to sit there and sit with guys who are all on the same level, who are not brainwashed by media buyers, who are sitting there from a real unbiased view. I know we know Andrew, but we're sitting there looking at facts and unbiased. I'm the kind of guy, and I think got to know you enough as well. If I see shit, I'll say it's shit.
Right.
If I see someone doing wrong, I say it's doing wrong. I call them up on it all the time. Same as Tate. That's why he's famous. And I think that was important. But I want to get back into some of you guys. Myron, I want to delve into who you are before we get into Tate.
Yeah, sure.
You guys, your podcast get a lot of stick. And it's funny. I thought Tate was like hardcore. When I saw yours, I'm not lying. I thought Tate was, when I see some of yours, when you're throwing girls out, I was like, cringing. Being from a Muslim background, first of you, do you get a lot of, like, what does your family think of it? I want to know, because I know my background. What is your parents or, I'm not sure if your siblings, what is their opinion of what you do? Because I know a lot of the guests you have are not exactly the halal kind of women to have in a studio.
No, they're definitely not. And here's the thing. The crazy part is that my family's very religious. Both my parents pray 5 times a day. My mom covers her hair. They're mu'min, man. So they're very religious. So for me, they kind of look at it like, you know what, you're gonna find your deen. And you know it's funny because like something, you know, we'll hit a new milestone, a new goal, and my mom will text me and say, "This is why you need to start praying. God's blessing you." Yeah. And she always gives me these reminders. You need to pick up the Quran. You need to read it. So, and the thing is that, you know, as a kid, right, you kind of dismiss what your parents tell you. But as I've gotten older, right, everything my parents said is true. It was my mom. People say all the time, "Oh, you're a misogynist. You're terrible." But it was my mom that warned me against, you know, Western women and how they move and how they don't take care of their man or whatever. It was my mom that warned me. So everything they told me when I was a kid is coming true now. And it's funny because my dad always used to tell me, you know, you're going to thank me when you become older. And it wasn't until I was about 29 that I called my parents one day. I'll never forget. And I said, "You guys were right." You know, now at 33, even more so of what they say is becoming true. So, you know, Islam solves a lot of problems, you know, with the West. And I've known this since I was a child. It's just that, you know, I've done some haram things. You know, I'm not the best Muslim, but, you know, for me to acknowledge that it is by far the solution to a lot of the modern day's problems, especially with, you know, in the West going on, solves almost all of it. So
no, it does. Like, I can understand that. I saw one of your podcasts earlier where you said it's your mum. I think you were with a lady in London. Or
yeah. She asked me, "Where'd you get this?"
My mother's exactly the same, bro. My mother's the same. She used to be like, "You marry these Western women, these girls, they'll be sleeping with a plumber. She'll never cook for you." This, that. You know, I'm like, "Mum, relax." You know, like when I was young, I used to have fights back. Yeah. Not that she's right. I mean, we can't generalize, but I'm the same. As you get older, my advice to all you kids out there is listen to your parents. Never disrespect your parents, as long as we're taught that, especially your mothers, because they're so wise. And without knowing it, all us guys, not in a sick way, we want to marry someone who's got our mother's traits. Yeah. Every guy wants that. You know, you want a supermodel, but with a mother's traits. Because if you look at our mothers, my mother like raised 3 of us. No nannies, no maids. Our dads never dropped Chanel bags, Louis Vuitton bags. Our dads weren't like that, roses. You know, like Muslim kind of guys are like very dung dung dung. Made breakfast, took you to school, put you in sports cars, picked you up, slept, did all the washing, repeat. There was no trips to Maldives, yet they stayed there for the rest, I mean, with that guy forever. And I mean, not I'm saying women should do that, but we come from a generation of that. And when you're used to that, and you see women saying, "I'm not going to clean your clothes," or "I'm going to do that." No, who are you? You can't talk, you know? Yeah. It's a bit of a shock for guys who are raising that kind of livelihood. So that's why I saw it with you.